On the streets of Houston, homeless and nowhere to go, Jana turned to synthetic marijuana to battle her lifelong depression.
It's everywhere, and it's like wildfire here in Houston.
Cheap,
yes,
right?
And it's very cheap. I was just, riding public transportation, and you can see it everywhere. And so me being an addict, I can't help myself in a situation sometimes like that. I still feel my mind kind of frozen and paralyzed from smoking it still.
And she's been clean for 7 months. She credits a Houston police officer for saving her life.
And he's basically like an angel in disguise. Then I wasn't seeing it that way, but every time he seen me, he'd pick me up and take me in on a PI, take me into the sober center. You don't belong out here. You don't need to be out here. And he really saved my life.
Up until now, Jana's life has been rough. She became a drug addict before she graduated from high school.
When I was 17, my boyfriend at the time, we were together a couple years, he ended up committing suicide in front of me with a gun to his head. That was the stem of all hell breaking loose. It really did something to my psyche, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have really much support as it was. My grandmother raised me, and she didn't know how to deal with it.
She never dealt with the pain. She didn't know how. As a young adult, she gave birth to 3 boys, but because of her addiction, they were taken away by CPS.
When they took my boys, that was the worst of the worst. Along with postpartum and, then taking a mother's children. Even my 3rd son, they took him straight out of NICU only because I had prior cases. He was clean, I was clean, but because of the prior, they didn't even contact me. And so that was really the worst days of my life. That was the worst hell. I didn't know how I was gonna, there wasn't enough substances to numb the depression.
But a few years later, she gave birth to another child, a girl she named Serenity. She was living in a residential treatment facility during her pregnancy, but started using again when she found out she couldn't keep her newborn.
Because I was in treatment for almost a year prior to this, and but they still wouldn't let me have my daughter, and that's when this happened. I ended up relapsing.
And that led to her latest arrest, the one involving synthetic marijuana.
That's when this happened. I ended up relapsing and came here. And now, due to the program, I have a hearing coming up to have her placed with me. And so it's just all been a blessing, actually. Everything's been working out between the Huey, Santa Maria, now I'm going to Star of Hope. The resources are amazing out here. It's really helpful.
When Jana leaves our women's facility, she will continue her probation, hopeful she'll get a job, a place to call home, and serenity.